Yoel Romero has a very big fight on December 12th. He is fighting Jacare Souza in the, well, not the co-main event. It's the third top fight. Is it the tri-main event? I don't know if we've gone to that point just yet. But he is fighting Jacare Souza in a fight that I think most people agree, even though it hasn't really been said outright. Most people would agree that that is the number one contender fight in the middleweight division, unless something crazy happens with. Well, I could see, you know, if Weidman loses and Rockhold, they might do an immediate rematch, especially in New York. But Yoel Romero has a big fight, of course, coming off a win over Lyoto Machida, a dominant win, an impressive win by far, in my opinion, the most impressive win of his MMA career. Prior to that, he had defeated Tim Kennedy and Brad Tavares. 38 years young, Yoel Romero, training out of Florida these days, is joining us via the magic of Skype. And there he is. Yoel, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom, Chaver. It's great to have you. Now, you are also being joined by a translator. I just want to get your name. What's your name, sir?
Bean.
Bean.
Yes.
All right. Sort of like Madonna, just one word. You know, Yoel, believe it or not, I have wanted to have you on the show for quite some time. I've been trying to get you on this program for the last 4 months, and it was only the great Abraham Kawa who got it done. So I appreciate Abraham very much. There he is. I had a feeling you were saying that. He got it done for me within a matter of seconds. So thank you very much, Abraham. Yoel, first, let's move backwards. Let's talk about the win against Lyoto Machida. Would you agree with me that that was the most impressive performance of your UFC career thus far?
Esa fue la pelea de Machida, esa fue una de las más express de como la mejor pelea que tú tenías con alguien profesional.
Bueno, la gente lo han visto así de esa forma.
The people haven't seen it like that, in that type of way.
Why was
it that way?
Yeah, why was it different that time?
Excuse me, I couldn't hear you.
Why was his performance different? Why are people saying, like myself, that it was his best? Was there something different in training, something about the fight, the opponent? Why?
¿Cuál fue la diferencia? ¿Por qué tú sientes que esa pelea fue te cambió tanto? Como tú entrenas, ¿qué fue lo diferente que tú hiciste para esa pelea?
Bueno, en realidad, yo creo que ha sido el entrenamiento continuo de todos estos años.
He feels the continuance of the training that he's been doing for all these years.
In hindsight, it might be... Go ahead.
Y creo que cuando tú empiezas a entrenar años consecutivos, llega un día que esto llega a salir a la luz.
Basically, after so many years of doing the same training, after so many years, it's just like, it comes natural, it comes to light, like.
Understood.
You understand?
Yep, I understand. You know, I said before that fight and after that fight that Lyoto came back too soon after the Luke Rockhold loss. Do you agree with that statement? Do you think it was too soon, that he wasn't quite himself in that fight?
Tú sientes como que él no fue el mismo, que él vino demasiado rápido para esa pelea.
Bueno, mira, no soy quien para criticar, ¿no? Pero yo pienso que si él vino rápido para atrás para esa pelea es porque él, con toda la experiencia que tiene Lyoto, él debería haber sabido si venía o no venía en forma. Y si él vino, porque yo creo que venía en forma.
He feels like he don't want to criticize anybody, but he feels like if he was going to come, he came prepared for that. So he was ready for this fight, for that fight.
Because Lyoto tiene mucha experiencia.
Lyoto has a lot of experience also.
Yeah.
Y si él no, fue porque estaba preparado.
And if he came, it was because he was prepared for that fight.
Understood. So no secret, and this was obviously one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show, you were heavily criticized after that fight for comments that people thought were controversial. I actually went back to the interview last night, to re-listen to it, and I still maintain that you didn't say what the world seemed to think that you said. I want to give you this forum here to explain once and for all, what were you trying to say when you got on the mic with John Anik and were telling America to wise up and not forget Jesus. Explain to us where you were coming from and what exactly you were trying to say in your native tongue.
Te estaban criticando mucho de lo que tú hiciste, de lo que tú dijiste, pero ahora quieren que le diga al público que fue lo que tú dijiste, de verdad que él sabe que no fue.
And now, dile que ahora yo sé pronunciar mejor la palabra que quise decir.
Now he knows how to pronounce the word that he wanted to say.
No forget.
Forget.
Forget Jesus.
Why did you feel the need to say that after such a big win? What led to you trying to tell America not to forget Jesus?
Porque tú le querías decir a la América, a los Estados Unidos, que no te olvides de Jesús.
Porque yo siento que no solamente América,
He feels like not only the United States, not only America,
el mundo se ha olvidado de Dios.
the world has forgotten about God, about Jesus.
Can you expand on that? What do you mean? What makes you think that the world has forgotten about Jesus?
Porque tú te sientes así, que tú
Porque
hacer pensar.
la guerra, las personas, los hijos, ahora se ve con más frecuencia los hijos abochonan a los padres. O sea, le hacen pasar vergüenza a los padres.
Because these kids nowadays make the parents feel ¿cómo es que se dice? Vergüenza. Oh my God, how do you say it? Basically saying like the kids nowadays, they don't, how do you say, like they're embarrassed of their parents.
Okay.
Las personas hoy en día no extienden las manos a otras personas si no es con un objetivo, con un doble objetivo.
Nowadays, people don't shake your hands unless if it's double objective, like saying I don't want to say respect. Is
Sin tener, yo te doy, I give you something like this,
Yeah.
but I don't want to give me something tomorrow. You know, when I give something, it's because I want to
Sure.
give.
Yes.
I want my friend tomorrow give me something tomorrow.
I understand.
You know,
So there's always a motive. You're saying people aren't giving something out of the kindness of their heart. They always want something back for their actions, right? Is that what you're saying?
exactly.
I should be the translator here.
no, porque las personas sin un motivo o teniendo motivo van y le dan un tiro a otra persona.
You don't understand why nowadays you could shoot somebody for no reason.
Right. And you
No
think
entiendo por qué las personas, si alguien cometió un error, no le permite darle una segunda oportunidad.
If somebody made a mistake nowadays, they don't give them a second opportunity.
Y eso es lo que está haciendo el mundo.
And that's what the world is doing
Y
now.
Dios, Jesús Cristo,
And God, Jesus Christ,
todas estas cosas las aborrecía.
he only erase it.
Solamente daba amor.
He just gives love.
okay, so I think the timing of your fight is what led to people thinking you said no gay Jesus because the day before they had made this historic announcement about same-sex marriage. So you're saying right now you were not referring to that. That was not on your mind. That's not what you were talking about, right?
No tiene que ver con lo que tú estás diciendo, lo que estaban diciendo la gente del error que tú dijiste. No, gay Jesus.
Déjame decir algo. No tiene nada que ver. Pero si eso llegó a oídos de las personas, no fue mi propósito, pero quizás sí fue propósito de Dios.
Basically, if it got to the people's ears saying that mistake, it wasn't his motive, but it was God who did it.
Ah, that's interesting. But were you referring to, if you didn't say no gay Jesus, I get that. It sounds to me like you said no forget Jesus, but were you referring to that announcement the day before?
Tú estabas referring para el día antes, para lo que tú dijiste.
¿Cómo?
Tú estabas...
Were you talking about the announcement from the day before? Because that just happened the day before his fight, if you recall.
El día antes fue
Sí.
que tú lo dijiste.
¿De qué?
say no to gay Jesus, lo que tú dijiste.
Sí.
Or same-sex marriage.
O porque ese día antes era el día de
Yo no sabía eso.
He had no idea.
You had no idea. Okay. So that's not because people afterwards were saying, okay, maybe he didn't say this, but maybe he was referring to it. He was talking about it. You get what I'm saying?
No, but he had no idea. It was just a coincidence. That happened to be that same day that he said that.
Por eso
Go ahead.
yo creo que en realidad Dios, yo no sabía nada de eso. Yo estaba el día anterior bajando de peso, puesto para mi pelea.
He said he had no idea that he was doing that. The day before, he was dropping weight for his fight. So he had no idea that was going on.
Pero hay veces que cuando suceden las cosas, aunque uno no lo sabe, aunque uno no... Estos son varios ejemplos.
For an example, these are things that could happen.
A veces uno no quiere hacer una cosa.
Sometimes a person doesn't want to do something.
Mas Dios hace que eso ocurra.
But God lets that happen.
Esa es una.
That's one example.
Es un
One
ejemplo.
example.
I don't understand that one. I don't understand. What are you referring to?
Por ejemplo, yo no sabía lo que estaba sucediendo.
For example, he had no idea what he was saying.
Okay.
¿Qué estaba sucediendo?
What he was saying. Lo que estaba sucediendo.
Sí, sucediendo eso de que...
The day before with the whole
Yep.
thing.
You know? Y más cuando yo hablé,
And when he spoke,
Yep.
sonó,
it
se oyó
sounded
como que estaba hablando de eso.
like he was talking about what we were talking about right now.
Más en mi mente,
On his mind,
en mi
in
corazón,
his heart,
estaba diciendo, no, forget Jesus.
Yes.
he was saying, don't forget Jesus.
I understand. I spoke to Dana White just a couple days after that interview, and he was saying, even if that's not what you were talking about, why are you talking about Jesus and talking about religion in a post-fight interview? Shouldn't you be talking about what's next? America doesn't want to hear that sort of thing. What is your response to that?
Dana White,
Sí.
ellos estaban hablando
Sí.
de la religión y cosas así, porque tú estabas hablando de eso y no estabas hablando de la próxima pelea que tú tenías que estar hablando.
Porque soy de las personas que creo que, primeramente, soy un hombre de Dios.
Because he's a man of God.
Segundo, si estoy peleando y le estoy dando todo lo que estoy dándole a UFC, a la fanaticada de UFC, es gracias a Dios.
And everything that he's giving for the UFC, working, fighting, and everything is thank to God.
Porque soy un milagro de Dios.
Vamos otra vez.
Soy un milagro porque soy un milagro porque no entiendo y las personas no entienden cómo siendo yo una persona con el problema que tiene en el cuello pueda pelear.
For nobody's gonna understand for the fight that he had and the surgery that he had. He's not supposed to be fighting there, but he's there for a purpose.
Entonces yo creo que es Dios quien tiene su mano puesta encima de
So he
mí.
feels like God is the one that's taking care of him. He's the one that has his hand above him.
Lo menos que yo puedo hacer
The least that he could do
es siempre darle gracias a Dios.
is thank God. Always thank God.
What I sort of hypothesized in my mind, what I said in my mind was that some people think that their mission is to win a fight and get on the microphone and say, I want this person next. Can you hear me? You can't hear me anymore. What happened? Abraham, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. What I said after the fight was that some people will say, look, why is he talking about this? He, the mission when you win a fight is to get on the microphone and call out your opponent. But for Yoel Romero, and correct me if I'm wrong, Yoel Romero, your mission is to win a fight and then speak about your main love, your main purpose in life. That's your religion. Is that kind of in the simplest form your mission when you go out there, win the fight so that you can then use that platform to explain to the world why you consider yourself a man of God?
Tú ganando, en vez de estar diciéndole, coño, ¿quién es el próximo opponent? Pero tú lo haces para, ok, yo gané ahora y dándole la gracia a Dios.
Amén. Sí.
He's saying that's what he does.
You see, my brother, we're on the same page, you and me. Chaver, shalom, shalom. You understand? Okay, I feel like we've cleared that up. Is there anything about that specific incident that you'd want to say before I move along here to Jacare? Anything else you want to say?
Quiere decir otra cosa de ese tema que ustedes tenían ahora.
¿De tema de pero de
De
qué?
ahora, de lo que pasó, de lo que estaban hablando ahora.
No, ya todo lo que pasó, pasó.
He's saying, no, what the past is the past.
Okay, because you received a lot of hate. Has it gone away? Has all that? Because you remember when that happened, people exploded calling you all kinds of names. Has that gone away for you?
Te criticaron todo eso cuando eso pasó. Ya todo pasó, ya no te han dicho nada, no.
La persona que me pueda decir algo, la persona que me pueda criticar, para mí, créeme que yo lo perdono, porque yo tengo a Dios en mi corazón.
The people that criticize him, he basically forgives them because he has God in his heart.
Amen to that. You're fighting Jacare. You're scheduled to fight Jacare on December 12th. I believe this is the third time you've been booked to fight him. The two previous times it fell through. Are you confident now? Are you at all worried? Are you thinking in your back of your mind something screwy is going to happen? That this fight is actually going to happen on December 10th? Excuse me, 12th.
Ya han habido 3. Ahora ya tú sabes que diciembre 12.
Bueno, yo espero en Dios que pase.
He's hoping to God that it happens.
Okay. And have you been told that if you win this fight, you will get a title shot?
Te han dicho que si tú, cuando tú ganes esta pelea, tú vas a pelear para el título.
Sí, me lo han dicho.
Yes, he has.
All right.
He told them.
Who are you hoping for? Chris Weidman or Luke Rockhold?
¿A quién tú le vas? Chris Weidman o
Bueno, yo pienso que el que mejor lo haga.
whoever does best.
Oh.
El que mejor lo haga, you know.
Como lo haga.
Sí,
Whoever does best.
los dos son muy buenos peleadores.
They're both great fighters.
Mm.
Los dos tienen muy buena, ¿cómo se dice? Skill, you know.
They both have great skills.
Okay.
You know. Tienen mucha experiencia ambos.
They have a lot of experience, both of them.
Han peleado con tremendos peleadores.
They fought with great fighters.
Así que vamos a ver una gran pelea de dos grandes peleadores.
We're going to see 2 great fighters going at it.
Since the relationship between the U.S. and Cuba has improved, have you been back to Cuba yet?
You broke.
Oh, I was just wondering if he's been back to Cuba yet.
¿Ha ido para Cuba otra vez?
Todavía.
No, not yet.
Not yet. What are you waiting for?
Está esperando.
Ya, que solo que ya que está en camino mi pasaporte.
His passport's on the way.
Okay.
We're working on his passport so he could fight. So he could go after this fight, hopefully.
Do you think does he think he'll be very emotional going back there after so many years?
¿Cuánto pasan tiempo? Can't even talk about it.
Can't even talk. How long has it been?
¿Cuántos años lleva? 9 years.
9 years. And he still has family there, right?
Yes, he has his family, his mother, his sister, his whole family, his son.
You haven't seen them in 9 years?
No lo he visto 9 años, ¿verdad? No.
Wow.
Ya haven't seen him.
Do they watch your fights?
Ellos ven tu pelea.
Sí.
Yes.
See, wow. Could you imagine you go back to Cuba as the number 1 contender in the UFC middleweight division, maybe even as the champion? They throw a parade for you, right?
¿Te imaginas que tú vayas para Cuba y tienen algo que Don't shut it down over there.
Yeah, they'd shut it down. What a story that would be. Well, I hope you get that opportunity, my friend. I thank you very much for coming on the show today to clear the air. I appreciate it. It was tough to get you on the show, but we finally did, and we did it very quickly. Thanks to Abraham once again. So, Bean, good job, my man. Yoel, good luck to you. As they say in Hebrew, behatzlacha. You know what behatzlacha means?
Yeah.
This man knows. He knows his Hebrew. And I'll see you in December, okay?
All right, que te va en diciembre.
All right, there he is, Yoel Romero. I mean, what a lovable guy. What can you say about Yoel Romero? One of the great voices in MMA as well. Joining us, big fight for him. December 10th. I'm wondering if anyone actually speaks Spanish and could say. I mean, clear that Bean was having a little bit of trouble there. Did he translate correctly for Yoel? You can tell. Again, I listened to the clip. last night. And not to bring up, but I feel like this is something that needed to be addressed. Back in June, it was a hot topic, but as we all know, these things go in MMA. A hot topic one day is a non-issue the next day. Well, I felt like it was important to address because I really feel like he got a raw deal. Now, if you have an issue with him talking about religion or anything like that, I mean, that's your prerogative. But I don't think he said what we think he said. I truly don't. Now, was he referring to it? That's why I kept trying to, clear that up. He says, no, we'll take his word for it. But I don't think he said, I think he truly said, forget Jesus. So happy that he was able to come on, clear the air. Big fight for him December 12th in Las Vegas. What a huge weekend that will be.